Welcome, everyone. If you could please take your seats, we're ready to get started. I have to stand back. My name is Lou Ann Kent, and I'm the co-chair of the Special Elections Committee. And on behalf of the Election Committee and all of our candidates, I'd like to welcome you to tonight's meet and greet. It's a great opportunity for our members to have a chance to meet the candidates in person and ask any questions that you'd like to ask. Should you need any direction or help, our committee members will be roaming throughout the evening and can be identified by committee badges. And also, committee, would you just hold up your hands in case anybody needs any help with anything? To open tonight's session, our candidates will be presenting a 2-minute speech. So in consideration, and I haven't done it myself, but I think my purse is somewhere stashed, but could you please turn off your phones, because it's so distracting when people are talking and a phone goes off. So please turn off your phones or put them on silent. Tonight's speeches will be timed, and our timers will alert the candidates when they have 30 seconds remaining. They'll also alert them when their time is up. You may notice, and I think Marshall will demonstrate, Marshall will hold up a sign to let them know when their time is up, but you will see the word applause on the back of the sign. And that's so you can applaud just to help our speakers know their time is up, in case they need reminders. Following the speeches, the candidates will move to their respective areas. You can see where they're seated now, and their names will be on the table. They'll move to those areas, and they will be more than happy to talk with you. The speeches will also be videotaped, and you'll be able to find, they'll be posted tonight or in the morning, and you'll be able to find them through the Sun City West website or also on our YouTube channel. Hopefully everybody's familiar with that. It's a great resource. And so now, in the interest of time, we'll begin with the speeches. Candidates will speak in the order that was predetermined by our draw tonight. And I'll introduce the speakers by name in order of the draw. I do want to announce, first of all, that one of our candidates, John Chattin, had a family emergency and is not able to be here tonight. However, Mark Steidel will be reading John's speech when his turn comes up. So let's get started. Our first speaker tonight is Dennis Hanzel. Dennis Hanzel.
At board meetings during the past several years, board members have asked too few questions of management. As a director, I will interact with management and receive responsive answers to relevant questions. Some areas that are important to residents and need to be addressed are as follows. Annual dues. The governing board needs to work with management to take steps to improve the efficiency of operations. The team needs to look for ways to increase revenue and reduce expenses in the operation of the association. The team also needs to take measures to preserve and responsibly grow its reserve fund for capital expenditures. Increasing income and growing the reserve fund will place less pressure on increasing dues. Analyzing association operations. A cost-benefit analysis should be made of all segments. We need to know the financial impact of all activities. Management and the board needs to be creative. Ways to produce additional revenue. Use dynamic pricing to get more play at all 7 golf courses. Selling naming rights for the library and rec centers. Ways to reduce expenses. Use volunteers where possible. Look at using independent contractors instead of employees. Encourage residents to pay for the rec center dues by check instead of by credit card. Obtain data for use of solar power to reduce the annual $2.9 million utility cost. And finally, reviewing all material expenses with an eye towards cost savings. The reserve fund. Why not consult with other fund managers each year to analyze the composition of the reserve fund investments? As I have said before, the association needs to be operated more like a business. What we did last year should not be the sole foundation for today's decisions. I have spent my career on financial and legal matters, and I will bring my experience as a CPA and as an attorney to keep this association sound and affordable. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. Our next speaker tonight will be Nick Turner. Nick Turner.
Good evening, I'm Nick Turner. While campaigning, I've heard comments about outsiders using our facilities, but friends and family should continue to be allowed to come as long as a guest fee is charged. We can debate the amount of that fee. As for generating revenue from outsiders paying, I say no. This will create a whole myriad of problems with taxes and make clubs and activities less accessible to our members. And that is not the reason we all bought into this community. The small amount of money it will raise may end up costing us more than it's worth. Similarly, our sports clubs, though, should be allowed to compete with teams from local communities, as well as host tournaments for fun or for pride. This has two benefits. The competition helps our own players enjoy and improve their game, and secondly, it's a good advertisement for us when other visiting players are able to be impressed by our amazing facilities. Our Pride's posse, library, and library staff of volunteers do a great job. But one suggestion to save money is to replace paid rec centre staff with volunteers. Right now, 264 of our employees are residents. How many of our neighbours are we willing to lay off so the rest of us can save a few dollars a year? Can we find enough volunteers? Can we expect the same degree of accountability and reliability from volunteers as we do from paid staff? Things to think about. But I promise to continue to examine our budget to verify that your money is being spent wisely. My background is in software, so I strongly support the use of technology to save costs by creating more efficiencies. A good example is our upgraded phone system that's already saving thousands a year, and a new software system that means we don't have to replace one member of staff who's retiring. We should get our savings from investments like these rather than cutting services to you, our members.
Somebody keeps repositioning this mic. Thank you, Nick. Our next speaker tonight is Terry Burks. Terry Burks.
Good evening, my name is Terry Burks. If you read my bio, I had 43 years in the banking business as a senior operations officer. 33 of them were running large operation departments, and the last 10 were working with property management companies all over the United States, processing their payments and helping them with their investments. But do you know what bankers like to do the most? Count things. They love counting things. And every quarter they have to report to the FDIC how many people, how much money, what did they do. And so they turn the accounting departments loose and they start counting things. So they have ratios and stats. That's what I'm bringing to the table. I know how to do it. I know how to run large groups of people. And if elected, I will help in that regard. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. And our next speaker will be Lou Mancuso. Lou Mancuso.
Hi, I'm Lou Mancuso. Prior to starting, I always like meetings like this to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you're capable, please stand and let's say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to this flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you, and if there's any veterans out there, I thank you for your service. Well, thanks for attending the forum so you can become familiar with the candidates, their visions, goals, and qualifications. I believe we live in one of the best adult retirement communities in the world. We have outstanding amenities, 7 premier golf courses that we can play at a very reasonable rate. We have a championship bowling alley with pool tables, restaurants, and sports bar. Our library is a gift to us with books, videos, and don't forget the annual jigsaw puzzle. We have our Posse, the Foundation, a theater, Helping Hands, Pura, and the Community Fund, to name even more. We enjoy 4 modern recreation centers with pools, spas, and modern professional exercise equipment. Our clubs provide us with world-class tools to create works of art. We have many social and entertainment events that we can attend to fulfill our retirement dreams, some free, others at a reasonable cost. However, I don't know any organization or association that can't be improved. You're going to hear all of the speakers speak about lowering dues, cost efficiencies, et cetera, et cetera. I think that's all of our goals. And if elected, I have one goal, and that goal is to ensure we are spending association funds as I would spend my own funds. I'm Lou Mancuso. I'm a fiscal conservative, and I'm asking for your vote so I can represent you on the governing board. As a footnote, there was a recent editorial that some of the candidates did not attend a governing board meeting. The person, I presume, is not aware of our streaming services where we can attend meetings virtually. Thank you.
Thank you, Lou. Our next speaker tonight is Ann Becknell. Ann Becknell.
We have to get a taller president for the election committee, I can see. My name is Ann Becknell, and I've been an owner member of Sun City West since 2008. Growing up, my father was the king of the one-liners, not that he created them, but he knew as we got older they would help keep us grounded. First of all, common sense is not common. It highlights the difference between what we expect people to know and the reality of what their life experiences have taught them. It's important to listen to everyone's point of view and to consider the best way forward, especially the people that are impacted. There have been discussions about finding income-generating revenue. Sadly, during the candidate panel, a comment I made about the potential revenue generating from pickleball had nothing to do with pay-for-play, as I've heard it called, but why various tournaments were not generating revenue to the rec centers when non-residents are playing. Pickleball can barely support the membership versus available courts they have today. Unless that's rectified, that's not a reasonable solution. Second, never argue with a fool. People won't be able to tell you apart. Sometimes there are no statistics and no talking points that will convince another person to consider your point of view. There have been discussions about eliminating and reducing dues and asset preservation fees. I fully support any opportunities to save our residents money. These are wonderful goals, but our journey will be unsuccessful if we do not have a plan of action that has the community support and a consolidated leadership from the governing board. The plan of action needs to ensure that our residents are the first priority and that your use of facilities and services are not diminished. It is critical that the governing board have the desire and ability to use common sense and leadership in considering issues and policies, and that they debate and discuss these issues in a respectful and collaborative manner with an open mind for the betterment of our community. As you ramble through life, whatever be your goal, keep your eye upon the donut and not upon the hole. When dealing with life's challenges, don't focus on the negatives. Focus on the positives. Don't talk about what you can't do. Make it happen. Be a leader. I'm running for governing board because I have common sense. I am a leader. I'm an optimist, and you are my first priority.
Thank you, Ann. I tried it without pulling it down, but it didn't work. Thank you, Ann. Our next speaker tonight is Jack Ruzic. Jack Ruzic.
I had to correct her. When I first got here, she called me John. I didn't know who she was talking to. So I had to make sure she knew that I'm Jack Ruzic, not John Ruzic. Anyhow, as you know, Jack Ruzic is about one thing. You. You elect us. You put us in office. You should be our first priority. We're all very sports-minded people. That's one of the reasons we live here. We got to keep our sporting facilities up to date. They got to be, excuse me, and in some cases, we need more of them. Pickleball being one of the ones. She doesn't like pickleball. But I'm a softball player. That field facility needs to be revamped completely. The fence is not in good shape. The field itself is in good shape, but the fences are out of line, and we need a little more space. Actually, we could use another whole softball facility. Tennis, they're holding their own, but I think the big thing we need to add is about 10, 12 new pickleball courts. But I'm all about you. I want to hear what you people want, because that is who we represent. You are the ones that need to let us know, if we're elected, what you need and what you want. I'm Jack Ruzic, and I would like your vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. Our next speaker will be Mark Steidel, speaking for John Chattin. Mark Steidel for John Chattin.
Good evening. My name is Mark Steidel, and I'm here this evening speaking for John Chattin. John is back in Minnesota due to the unexpected death of his son, Jason. My name is John Chattin, and I would like to continue to serve on the Sun City West Recreation Board. I ran for the board last year because I believed I had some talents to contribute, and I had a desire to give back to my community. Although I came up 25 votes short, I was appointed to the board in September when Director Schlemmer resigned. That's when reality struck. I was elected as the board secretary and appointed chair of the Chartered Clubs Committee. With 7 years of active duty in the Air Force, almost 30 years a city or county administrator, and attendance at torch classes, I have gained valuable experience that will help me to ask the right questions, listen carefully, and offer my best advice. I certainly don't have all the answers, but I am confident that working with other directors, staff, and residents, and by keeping an open mind, the best solutions can be achieved. There is an incredible wealth of knowledge and talent in Sun City West, and by simply listening, we can solve any issue and plan for even better future. We need a supportive atmosphere on our board where teamwork and differing opinions are valued. I believe I can help create that. I look forward to hearing more of your ideas for how we can make Sun City West an even better community. We have a history of progressive development and need to continue that into the future. I don't take this opportunity lightly, and if elected, I will serve Sun City West to the best of my ability. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Our next speaker is John Schalk. John Schalk.
Thank you. My name is John Schalk. Some would say we've never had it so good here in Sun City West. I agree, this is the best place to retire. I decided to run for governing board to give my time and talent back to the community where I live. I have been a director on 4 club boards, currently serving on 2. I was out talking to people and was told how nice and well-run Sun City West is. Yes, I agree. And I want to keep it that way at a lower cost to us where possible. We have a changing demographic in Sun City West, and our needs change over time. The governing board must address and keep up with the changing needs. We have 7 beautiful golf courses that must be maintained at the highest level. We are a golf course community, and it is an essential part of Sun City West, among with 100 clubs, rec centers, and other activities that keep us busy and fit. That's why we moved here. I think it's time to make a choice for who will have the best solutions going forward for Sun City West. This is the issue of this election. I would like to keep Sun City West fun, safe place to live. Help me manage Sun City West better. I look forward to helping provide the best services at the lowest cost to our annual dues as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Our next speaker is Sandra Forsey. Sandra Forsey.
Good evening. I've been a part of Sun City West for the last 6 years. As far as this election, it isn't about one person. It's about all of us. It's about ensuring that concerns are addressed and every possibility explored. I do not have preconceived agendas with regards to any committees or any clubs. I'm here to listen and to learn. During the forum, there was a question with regards to reducing or eliminating the residents' APFs and dues. The association needs dues and APF to keep the rec centers open and to keep Sun City functioning the way it was designed to be. I am not in favor of turning us into a pay-to-play or bringing outsiders in to play pickleball. We are short the courts for pickleball as it is. My desire is to preserve and to protect Sun City West so that it continues to be the community it was designed to be. Our general manager, Stephen Ernos, has already implemented good changes. The staff are incredibly supportive and, okay, I'm gonna move fast. I believe that we can accomplish anything together, and to me there's a simple choice between election and between those who are angry and divisive and those who are actively involved members who have a record of helping the community. Thank you for your time, your energy, and your commitment to the community.
Thank you, Sandra. Our final speaker tonight will be Dave Bennett. Dave Bennett.
My name's Dave Bennett. I'm running for the governing board of Sun City West, as you can see on my shirt. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you people coming here and being involved in the process. In past years, a lot of times there was nobody running for the 3 openings. People were appointed. I've given my speech, not only on video speech and also at the forum. So I just want to do something a little bit different, just highlight a few things. We need information from all the members to be able to get master plans. There's a strategic plan that should probably be passed on Friday at the governing board meeting. And Stephen Erno, in his little over 6 months that he's been here, he's come up with that strategic plan and is working on the master plan. We need input from the members as to what their wants and needs are in the future and what their children and grandchildren want, because we want to balance the needs versus wants. We want to enhance where we need in the future, and we want to, if people aren't going to be using facilities and things, we don't want to spend a lot of money going there. The data we need to do this, again, is from not only the members, but space utilization data from the facilities, as well as the clubs, the charter clubs, excuse me. Present time, I'm a member of the Charter Club Committee. I've been speaking at this microphone because of, for approximately the last 2.5 years, for various issues. One was softball commingling, one was $4 million loss in the reserve fund. I think I have the background and education to contribute to the Sun City West. Thank you for your support.
Thank you, Dave. And I just want to comment. I think it is absolutely fabulous that we have 10 outstanding folks being willing to run for the governing board. So please give them a huge round of applause. Just as a reminder, online voting runs from this Thursday, March 20th, through next Thursday, March 27th. And in-person voting will be held on Monday, March 31st, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the Data Resource Center in the library building. And now, again, thank you to all the candidates. And you may move to your desk, but I see you're already there. And Sun City West members, you are certainly welcome and encouraged to speak to all of our candidates. And thank you for coming out tonight.